I just got off a client call with someone who is, this is super, super common, stuck in the binary of the devil she knows versus the devil she doesn't. And she's not completing her thought, and it's creating a lot of suffering. So if you are someone who is trying to reconcile with an ex, or you're having a really hard time letting them go because in your mind, all the good ones are gone. Everyone out there is bad, so I might as well just be with the devil I know. This is for you. But before I continue, I want to acknowledge that I'm not saying that you want to be single. I am not saying that that is your first choice. I'm not saying that you will continue to be single. But I do think it's really important to make sure we are actually getting to the root of our goal in reconciliation and comparing that to the option of being single. Because when we are craving reconciliation with a partner, with an ex, we're trying to bypass the pain that we're feeling, and we're trying to recreate the positive emotion that we associate with them before things got gnarly most of the time. But we can't unknow or unsee what's already happened. So now that you can't unsee it and unknow it, is being with that person actually going to give you what you want? Because what we're usually trying to do is desperately cling to a version of the relationship that exists only now in our fantasies and in a short period of time. But what has happened, and our nervous systems most of the time are not going to feel safe with that person anymore, are not going to trust them, are not going to feel prioritized and loved and seen the way that we really want. When we think about it from that perspective, we realize that when we're trying to choose the devil we know versus the devil we don't, and there is a third option that actually might give us what we want more, which is to allow ourselves to be uncomfortable being single. But when we're single, we have the possibility of something that is a better fit for us than just clinging to that pain. So it's up to you. You may decide that the pain of being with that person is worth it, and that being single is not worth it. But I think a lot of people will find that what they're actually trying to achieve actually isn't worth it, and that it would be better to be single and feel the discomfort and the loneliness that can come with being single, but not the suffering that comes with being with someone where you don't have a possibility because you're in a committed relationship and you can't create the kind of chosen family around you because your life is wrapped up in that person, chosen family that you want because your life is wrapped up in that person. So I'm not saying that's the case for you, but I do think realizing that there's a third option, which is to allow yourself to heal from someone and to be single for a period of time, is often the better option than what our brains are trying to convince us of. So in sum, if your brain is telling you, well, they're bad, but everyone else is bad, therefore I should just be with the bad that I know. First of all, that's just fundamentally not true. There are wonderful people out there, I promise. A lot of the people in my community, and this was me, have a subconscious comfort zone around unhealthy relationships to no fault of their own. It's a subconscious comfort zone that comes from programming. And so what happens is the pool that we're used to dating is reflective of that comfort zone. And so we then extrapolate that out and assume everyone's going to be like that. But it's just because we've been attracting that because it feels comfortable on that deep, deep level. There are wonderful people out there. However, but setting that aside, I really want you to explore is being with this person who I feel laser focused on. Is that actually going to give me what I want long term? Is that a better option for me? Knowing what I know about them now, or getting the hindsight of what really was hurting me, wasn't working at the time, is being with this person the next best option to being on my own? And again, that is up to you to decide, but I would invite you into thinking about it in a complete and critical way before you make the decision.